Hello and welcome to Jobskillshare.org. In our platform, we have a lot of IT professionals who have already landed jobs. And one of the common query or requests that we get from our members are, how can I plan my practical approach towards security jobs? I want to learn practical hands-on skills towards this career. Is there something I can do with my access? So yes, we say that since you have a pretty solid access from JobSkillshare, then we give you a flow of learning towards security type of skills. So this is where we start. A plus lab is very important over here. And if you have already started our program, this A plus lab is a part of our IT support fundamental course. So there's actually a video course on top of this lab course. But if you feel like you just want to keep everything practical and you have a full guide to follow, you want to learn it that way, then simply just follow this video to continue practical learning with guidance. So the first course that I will recommend, if you have not finished, then you should finish, is A+. Okay, A+ Practical Lab. The reason you need this course is because you're going to be working with clients. They're going to be using Windows 10, and you need to know how this works. You need to know how local accounts gets created. What are some command line, commands that you can use at this level, and there are different utilities in this that you can actually use to secure the operating system, such as security concepts, Wi-Fi security protocols and things like that. Of course, this is on OS level, so then you having this understanding is crucial when you're working with clients, because that's what they are using for their clients, their endpoints. Even if they are remotely using their laptops, they're probably using Windows 10. If there's different operating systems, you may want to tackle that as well. I'll talk to you Linux in a second. So the first is practical approach is, of course, A+. The second practical approach for you is to finish Network Plus. Now you're moving above the operating system level type of information, which is networks, right? You get to know the IP addresses, the OSI model, and of course this is a lab. It's not going to go too deep into a practical side. There's really not much way to do that. But then when you go to this protocol like ICMP, ARP, and if you go to other protocols like port 80, HTTPS, this is going to be crucial when you're doing scanning, and that's where it talks about it practically. So there are different protocols like ports or FTP ports, 445, 3389, RDP, SSH. These are very crucial things when it comes to security. You get to know these things because if you're working in an environment and they're using Active Directory and it's a domain connected environment, and of course you're going to come across some type of knowledge and that is going to be required even for you to do your job, scanning or something like that. Of course that is going to require that, and for you to then understand how this whole network is connected, you need to know the core technologies like DHCP, DNS services. All this type of stuff is going to be required if you're going to be able to do your job properly. So again, that is where you're going to learn everything from Network Plus. And even in Network Plus, you get to understand some security, but very basic level, right? So these are the two core requirement. After the core requirement, you do need some type of Linux knowledge. And the reason I say Linux, because in future when you are getting into cybersecurity and you're going to be doing some more technical things, you're going to need Linux. So this Linux course is great course for you to kind of get that basics for Linux. It's going to teach you that. So A+, Network Plus, then Linux. Then after that, you get into more specific about security. That is where you say that now my focus is going to be all security, because now I know the basics. Now I know A+, I know Network Plus practically, I know Linux. Now I can get into this security plus type of courses, and as soon as I get in, the first thing I will see like identify indicator of network attacks. So if I basically click on it and I just open this right now, you're going to see there's Kali Linux right there. So this is why I tell people that you have to learn those basics in the beginning to understand, to do these labs, or to anywhere. This is kind of like a proper way, because if you look at this whole lab setup, look what's happening. Domain controller with Active Directory is running, and these two machines are connected, and then you have this Linux machine, which is going to be basically your security machine that you're going to be using for hacking, cracking, whatever you want to use it for. So this is a proper way, right? You don't have to follow my guidance to do a step-by-step approach. You can go to any other platform, anywhere. Usually, in majority of the people will give you this type of advice. But of course, there are always something added to it based on their experience. But if you want to be focused, you're brand new, and you have this access. Basically, I'm talking to the people who have this access. Then use this method, right? Then just going left and right and taking on too many different type of approaches is just going to burn you out. So once you do this, after this, of course, you can then go for extreme details, and you can take on the cybersecurity analyst course in here. You can take on the ethical hacking course that Practice Lab, the custom lab, provide right here. So this is a pretty good lab right here. Yes, you can go more deeper, and if you find a different platform where you can then test your skills then, or learn something more to get tested, then yes, then you went to a place where now you are ready, actually, right? This is how it works in IT. You can be ready this way or that way. There are many ways, so don't stress on this that I will need to pick one. There's only one way to do this. There's many doors in IT to get in, trust me. So trust the process. If you have this access, you have a practical access. The only thing that requires is what? You becoming realistic to yourself that this is going to take time. This is going to take time, this is going to take patience, and this is going to take that level of understanding that this is something I need to talk to other people, get more guidance, mentorship, whatever I can put my hand on, I will do that, because I want to get that career, I want to get that job, and these are the things that you really need to kind of like work on. So hopefully this was a quick video for someone who really think that I want to become a cybersecurity professional, but what's the proper way from these labs? What can I do step by step? This is how you follow it. If you have any questions, let me know. I will help you out.